See what the next target is after that. I'm not too sure. 5. I have 150. 148. Flipped quick. Start the stream yet?
Yeah.
Cool.
Love from India. Good morning. Nice. Yeah, I've tied the stream. Yeah, I definitely think we're heading up for the session. Like 4 hour. 4 hours should continue moving bullish. Good morning, good morning. Change this song. Yeah. So looking at the 4 hour, obviously previous 4 hour candle was bullish. We're already above the previous 4 hour at this point. Trying to continue moving up to potentially fill this wick, and then looking for continuation to 149. 800. 1 hour time frame has closed above this resistance here to the left hand side. 30-minute closed at resistance. 15-minute created support. So yeah, I think I'm gonna want to see something above this 149.550 level, but I think it still can continue moving bullish. Right, I'm just running toilet. I'll be back in literally 1 minute. Yo,
Yo, man.
what's going on? What's going on? Morning all. Looks like it's moving up. Have we created any support on the 5 minute? Or we're about to.
Hopefully we did. I mean, it does look quite good. I was expecting we could have a pullback to create a bottom wick. So we've done that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, I feel like I still got to stick to what I've been saying and probably wait for a support to form above this area. And then I can have price to continue up to fill the wick. But, yeah. I mean, if not, we've got plenty of opportunity for buys because we have these nice clean ranges. Do you know what I'm saying? Morning, all YouTubers. How we doing? How we all doing? Looks like gold's trying to move bullish. I was looking for buys above 149,650. 149,650. 149,650. Yeah, you can look for buys above 149,650. I think that's okay. I think that's fine. I'm basically looking for buys with any support really formed above 149,550. Even if we get this big push up and we close above 149,800, if we get like a support formed over there, we've got a lot of volume. I can also make sense to take the trade up to 150 at that point. But right now, this situation here, I mean, I'd at least need to see some form of support forming on the smaller time frames. We've got 8 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. Mr. Buy is above 0.500. Yeah, I think. Oh, 0.500. We'll see. We'll see, because this candle's only got like 7 minutes left. I think we need to see some form of strong 5-minute candle. And then yes, I would agree with you that, I mean, it can head up. But we'll see. We will see. We did have the 15-minute candle close above, which is good. But we do have this minor resistance here on the 15 minutes. Could cause us some, or it is causing us some slight issues. So it's like the 5-minute candle's trying to create some support over here, which is good. So we do have a minor support created over here. Let's look at the 15-minute. We've got 5 minutes left. I think if we're going to see a push, it's going to be potentially in this 5-minute candle now. But since we've only got 4 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close, probably makes sense to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. You haven't really held too much drawdown, have you, Kelsey?
Don't think so. I feel like a couple of pips.
Alright, calm.
I've got that 5 minute support. It'd be nice to see. At least if we get the close above 0.550. Otherwise, if we don't, then I'm not sure if I'll be liking it as much.
Looks like
I'm not sure how much to get off at the wick fill. Might close 75%.
It looks like this 5-minute support could be holding here. Breaking above the wicks on the 5-minute, pretty good.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for a break above or support above?
I'm looking for a support, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's this next candle I wasn't sure about. It's like, it's bullish, but it's a weak candle. See, the thing is, I want to wait for a solid support because that's what gives me like the best option over and over again. But I know that, you know, I can catch buys pretty much anywhere above this level. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you know, the 30 minutes about to close, and if it does close bullish, it presents an opportunity, but then the stop's going to be pretty big at this point. I mean, yeah, you can have it below the 30-minute low, but that's pretty risky. Maybe it's going to be best to wait for a 15-minute support to form. Because we got like half an hour to open, right? Which probably due some form of pullback, I would have thought. But if it does run now, then that's great. Like, that's happy days. Oh, there you go. Should start moving up now. Maybe that 5-minute support was valid. Yeah, it should start moving up.
Only up like 4 or 5 pips.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you may have to hold a bit of drawdown if we're waiting to see support, but I mean, you're in it now, so. Yeah, it definitely looks like it can start heading up. Yeah, 5-minute structure is looking good.
Just had to get in today and just not even think about it twice. That's what.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for me, it's like if I do get that support that I want, then it's like it's buys all day, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I got the 30-minute close above, but the thing is, with the 30-minute close above, it's like this was the move, you know? Do I want to be buying here when the move started over here?
Maybe.
I'm gonna need some form of confirmation. But I think it can continue moving up. I mean, it does look like it wants to, definitely. So nice work. Yeah, looks like it could be on its way to fill that wick. And there was support formed on the 5-minute, which is something that we're kind of new to, but it makes sense. But for you, it's like you've been holding for a fair bit now. It should be moving up.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting it to push at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I was expecting it to push too. I just kind of want to see that 15-minute support, 30-minute support, something solid.
We can still react off that 15-minute resistance and then create support back at 550. Doesn't mean we're gonna head straight up.
No. That's it, man. But I mean, I think it's nice to see these wicks into this area down. That's what's nice. We're starting to leave this zone. I just really want to see, obviously, a support to form. Oh, there we go. You should be on your way over here. You had like nine pips there.
I had like 8.
Yeah, either way, I still feel like we're going to get some good moves above this area later on anyway. Because look at the 4-hour situation. We're heading up on the 4-hour. You know, once we break this high point, you know, we have our next targets at that point. We have clean traffic all day. You know, we'll be due some form of pullback on the 1 hour later on anyway. We're having definitely some issues at this like 630 level. I'd really like to start seeing it push up.
Yeah, do have to be careful when around here because if it does reject, it can reject quite quick.
Yeah, it can reject quite quick. But I think structure on the 5-minute suggests that we can continue. This 5-minute candle being the nice rejection candle there.
Thinking about moving my stops below previous 30-minute because is it going to want to come back all the way back to that level first?
I don't know.
But then if it does pull back and I have my stops too tight, then if it does wick down, then yeah, I'll be stopped.
it's not liking something up here right now, is it?
Ah,
But it could be 5 minute just creating a bottom wick. Could be 1 minute pullbacks, whatever, you know. I won't stress too much.
yeah, as it comes.
Yeah, that's it. I'm looking for buys above the daily resistance. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm waiting for like a support, because the thing for me was we created support here, which was nice, and to an extent it could push up, which was good. But for me, I thought, you know, we're gonna probably see some reaction point here, and then if I can get that support to form, I can take a nice easy buy. You know, even if we come back in the range, then I'm looking for a support within the range to form, to retest the current high. You know, like what happened to us last week, where we had like a weak support above the range. We came back into the range, tested some of these lower levels, and then we got that close above later on in the session. This is kind of not what I'm looking for, but what I want to be aware of. So we'll see what happens. We've got 5 minutes left for this thing to do its thing. Yeah, it is at the daily level, 100%. That's why I'm looking for a support to form potentially above this level, based on where we are with the daily. We're at this daily level. We look on the 4 hour. This is obviously that wick, and then here's our daily level. So any support form really above that is going to be still a great option, you know. But if we get that support and we're forming support over here and our daily levels there, then, you know, we can anticipate the break of that, was what would make more sense for me. Yeah man, good plan. Same sort of thing over here. Are you targeting the 4 hour high to the left? Yes. So I mean, if we get some support, let's say like around 650 on the 15 minute after this initial move up, then, you know, the first target would be around 149.800. Then I'm looking for a retest of 150, and then once we get to 150, then at that point we have this clean move back up to the previous high point, which is around like 153.50, something like that. That's gonna make sense. But yeah, obviously I want to get a nice trade here today. The other thing I'm keeping an eye on is gold. If we look at the higher time frames, it does seem like we've hit some form of support here on the 4 hour. We can see some rejections, so we could be potentially wanting to head back up to this high point. Obviously, looking on the daily, we could do some form of retest to continue moving bearish. If we do continue moving bearish, then I think like 1685, 1684 could be incoming later on. But we need some form of like resistance to form. Looking on the 1 hour, so obviously we have this range over here, and we have a resistance right over here. So yeah, I think if gold can close above this resistance, then we could see gold coming up to maybe like 1726, 30-minute time frame. So 30-minute candle closed above. Let's look on the 5-minute. Yeah, potentially trying to create some support. We've got 15-minute candle potentially creating a support. So we'll see. 2 minutes left on this candle. Yeah, this would have been a good opportunity for buys on gold right over here. From the 6:30 a.m. 15-minute candle. Or even over here. Would have been a nice opportunity at that point. Yeah, because you may want to wait for some support on the 30-minute as well. Because of this resistance level. But you got to wait for candles to close. Ooh, pound yen's retracing. Yeah, definitely going to want to wait for a support at this point.
Rejected quite hard, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's that daily resistance level, man. It's just going to be a little bit of a bitch with it at the start. But I think, you know, again, if we do create some 15-minute support, 30-minute support, then it's going to be a good option to head up. Like, don't be phased if the 15-minute candle closes back in the range, because we know that means very little with the overall picture. But obviously what you want to kind of look at is making sure what's going on with, you know, like the smaller time frames. You know, are we creating resistance? You know, if we start to you know, like what happened to us yesterday, if we start not yesterday, on Wednesday, if we start to create some resistance below here, then you want to manage your trade at that point. But until then, you know, we could start to see 5-minute candles coming back up, doing liquidity. That's where you're going to get your support forms on the 15-minute, etc. So I think the 15-minute candle did close back in the range, didn't it?
No bomb wick.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, it could just do run up, right? I mean, this is just an initial reaction to a level. But, you know, this is sometimes why I want to wait for, like, you know, better confirmation. But, yeah. See how it goes. Keep an eye on it. Mr. Gold closed bullish, but it's a little bit of a weak 15-minute candle. Let's look at the 5-minute. 5-minute makes sense to kind of push up over here, but maybe it's going to be best to wait for the because you could see something like this, Kelsey. See what's happening on gold right now?
Yeah.
You know, then we
Mini
can,
fake out.
yeah, start heading back up. Yeah, it's a really shit situation with that candle. Because it at least could have got to the wick fill. You would have thought, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was up like 8 pips. I could have moved my stop to break even, but I mean, rather just let it play out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, stop to break even obviously makes sense. I think because of an impulsive situation.
Yeah, true.
But then you, at the same time though, if you're gonna let it play, then now take away the fact that it's impulsive and focus on the fact that you had a 30-minute candle breaking above this area. So you may have to hold a little bit of drawdown. Depends where your stop is. But I mean, if as long as your stop's maybe somewhere down over here, then you should be fine in case we do start to pull back in this range. But I mean, very difficult situation.
Yeah, this hour closes, because if this hour closes like a rejection,
yeah,
quite strong,
then it doesn't make sense.
yeah, below like 480, I probably won't stay in this.
Yes, I would agree with that. We're breaking the low on the 30-minute time frame. Such a shame, man. It moved up so. See, I think if you'd got in, where did you get in based off of?
I got in 570. I basically got in off the 30-minute, closed above, and then we started breaking. But if you zoom out on the 30-minute,
Breaking the high.
nah, kind of like zoom out more.
As you break those wicks.
Break these wicks as well.
Okay.
Then I want to get them.
Yeah, okay. Now, just thinking, if you'd got in when we created support on the 15-minute, you might have got slightly better. You might have got just about 10, but even then, pretty shit situation. Oh, glad I didn't get in. See, this is why these 15-minute candles on gold, it's best to wait for the 30-minute really, or it's got to be a strong 15-minute candle, without a doubt. Waiting to see how the 30-minute candle closes on gold. See how we get on. Oh, Euro NZD. It's come back into a shit ass range, but structure wise, could see really nice structure to head down. If we create some resistance on Euro NZD, no, we don't want to leave sight. If we create resistance on Euro NZD, then I think we could see price to continue down to the bottom of this range. Just look at the time frames here. So daily, previous daily candle was bullish, but at the same time, I mean, it seems like we're rejecting off this previous resistance zone. Let's look on the 4-hour. Yeah, it seems like we have these rejections on the 4-hour time frame, but we have this area over here. We have a support. Yeah, it's very bit of a difficult situation. If we get a strong resistance below this level on Euro NZD, I think it can really head down. Yeah, nice 30-minute resistance, something like that would make sense. Or similarly, if we close back above this level and create some support, then we'd be looking for further upside at that point. We have a zone here, or you know, if we close back above this area, then we can see price heading back up to our resistance levels. That would be a nice easy trade on EN. Oh, pound yen, man, what a piece of shit. 1 hour is reacting hard off that level. 4-hour also reacting hard off of this level. Yeah, I think these rejections on the 5 don't look amazing right now. I think the only thing maybe is if we tap into this area and then start to come back up. But are you still in this, Kosi?
Yeah, I'm still in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean obviously the drawdown shit, but I think what you're kind of looking for some form of reaction at these lower this lower end, and then start to see it retracing. But if we do start to see, like, yeah, I have to admit, I'm not liking this situation here on the 5 minute, because this was a previous support. If we get like a bullish candle and then a bearish candle forming, I wouldn't like that at all. If we start to see further rejection, yeah, I'll just
we'll see what the hour does.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, of course. So I just was trying to mention. Yeah, I think. Look, I mean, as long as your stop's in a good place, then I mean, you're going with the trend. It's just an initial pullback, like you say. Even if the 1 hour closes bearish, though, I've seen plenty of times when the next one will just come up and fill the wick. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of option here. And if the 30 minute ends up closing back above, then it's happy days, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If it does that somehow.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan's in there with you, so don't worry.
We've got this, Jordan. Just got to trust in the analysis.
That's it. I like that. I like the style. I think if you used to take this trade like 10 times over, obviously you're gonna have slightly more losses than you would, let's say, waiting for support or whatever. But when you get those pushes, boy, can it move really well. Yeah, see, nice reaction off of these lower levels. But what we would want is obviously this 5 minute to close back above this level, the 30 minute to basically overall respect this area, and then I think it's going to be good. Obviously, like I did say though, Kelsey, if we do start to see, because that mistake we made the other day, if we do start to see some reactions of resistance at this level, then I would be concerned. We did look at that the other day, and that was one thing that we noticed, because even though this is a minor support, it's an important level. I mean, sometimes you forget, like even a 5 minute support, yeah, it's not a strong support, it's not about that. It's when you're in times of volume, it's where the support's being created that's the most important thing. Like, for example, here we can see this was a resistance level, so this support we can see clearly on the 5 minute becomes important because it created that support above that level. Similarly, when we see rejections here, if we create resistance below that previous support, then there's a higher probability of it coming to head back down to a lower end support. So I mean, obviously I don't want to over confuse or put you guys off your trade. Just want you to be aware of something that we did look at the other day, and that may save you a loss or whatever by doing it that way. So I mean, just something to consider. But of course, you do what you got to do.
Well, I've got a 15-minute level drawn as well. There's my pen up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think here
so just there. So if we can hold that,
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
But then obviously we are stuck in between them two levels then.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, you know, again, structure perspective. This was a previous resistance on the 15. If we're respecting this now, you know, then you're going to say, okay, well, potentially we can start to probably wick down into this area. So you might see that, and then, you know, but if you start to see candles closing below 15-minute candle closing below that level, probably going to be a little bit of a concern at that point. I mean, you never know. Like, if this kind of closed bullish, we've seen some crazy shit where the next one just flies up. And even me, I'm like, what confirmation was there for that, you know? But for me, overall, I want to see this 30-minute respect resistance. If it does in 1 minute's time, I think that's going to be a really good opportunity. If I can get a nice... See, obviously it depends what situation goes on here, because we took this type of entry last time and it did not play out. This is in fact, this is the same situation that we had last time, and the mistake that I made was not waiting for closes above here, but the 15-minute it closed here. So if I see that, then I'm not going to take that re-entry there. I'll wait to see how we're forming, maybe to see some candles leaving this area again, like what we saw kind of here. Back above would make sense. The 30-minute candle, it closed. That's a very difficult one because it's respected this resistance here, but not quite there. And then as you look on the smaller time frames, 15-minute did actually close below that level. 5-minute also closed below that level. So I guess we'll have to see what happens here. 1 hour.
Pretty tough, that.
But the 1 hour did respect though.
Yeah, it did.
The 1 hour did respect. So that may mean that we're gonna be, because the smaller time frames are indicating potential move down, that the new 1 hour has obviously got to create some form of bottom wick, right? So it could potentially wick back down into this area and then in the second half start to leave, which is where I want to see that solid support form. But again, we'll take a look. I mean, buys above this wick, I don't really like that idea, to be completely honest. And if it does, that would be a difficult situation to anticipate. What I'd rather is this 30-minute candle to close bullish. That would be my best situation. You know, that would be nice. I bet you feel good about holding that since we're potentially going to start moving up.
Yeah, like I just want to hold trades a bit longer. Like I don't feel too uncomfortable I'd feel more uncomfortable trying to like get out at certain points where I'm sure what's actually happening.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah, I think it can continue up, but we'll see.
Probably secure some at 10 this time.
Stick to the plan, bro. If you've got a target in mind, you know, I think
it's that wick fill, innit?
Yeah,
that wick fill's only 12 pips from my entry anyway.
Yeah,
so
I think maybe either secure there or get you know, a lot of your position done and out there would make sense. But yeah, if we start to see early rejections on the 5, if this 5-minute closes bearish below this level, I would start to be concerned. But if it doesn't, then that's pretty good. Why didn't it do this last time with us? Yeah, because for me, this candle's not a good enough entry point for me to want to take a buy. But A nice 30-minute close. I'll be sweet with that. Ooh, gold closed back in the range. Yeah, don't trust the 15-minute on gold. So we got Jayan closed at BE once went into 9 pips profit. Yeah, I think that's good. Then went back to entry. The momentum have been slowing down. Hopefully with 8 a.m. London open we get a push. Yeah, I think we could. It's just a very shit situation where we closed at on the 15 and what kind of happened here. But again, yeah, if it starts heading back up, I think that's a great thing. Just for me, I want to see this probably 30-minute candle close bullish, because this 15-minute it respected here, but it closed below here, so it was very like, what's it? What does it want to do? Like, it doesn't really give me much confluence. But I mean, I would miss it now if it starts running. There's nothing I can do at that point. The only thing I can say is, got to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Maybe create this engulfing bullish candle would be nice. That would be super nice. I'd like that. But I mean, yeah, it's probably going to run up here at this point.
It was hard. You look back and you think, well, this time it did break the 15-minute high, so it could have been in that. But yeah,
I didn't like that.
Conflicting interests.
Yeah, 100%. Because look at the, from what I learned last time, But this 5-minute, we could start moving up at this point now. Okay, I think we could very well start moving up. You've gone from fat drawdown back to, oh, there we go. You should be moving well up at this point. There we go. I think you should be able to secure some positions here in a minute. What a crap situation. Like, gave me...
Just stops a break even at this point. I don't want this going back into drawdown.
No.
Even if I take a break even trade, I'll be happy.
I like that. I like your thinking. I think you're about to be able to secure some positions here, brother. Nice trade. Broken above the 1 hour high at this point. Yeah, we should be off. The only thing, yeah, there was like no confirmation for that whatsoever. The 30-minute, yeah. I mean, if you look at the 15-minute, that was really disgusting.
I've closed off here because it is like mucking about it. I'll leave another after the run.
Yeah, nice.
Just
at least you bagged something. Yeah, I'm still gonna wait to see if this overall 30-minute candle can close bullish, and then I'll take a buy. Obviously, if we run up, that's fine. I mean, whatever, I've missed it, but well, it's not like I've missed it. Like, we didn't get confirmation. It's just it's moved up. You could argue there was confirmation once a 30-minute candle closed above, but again, we'd been moving up so much. I needed a support to form, and basically stops. As long as stops were below like 420, you'd have been fine for this move up. But I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close, and if I get a nice 30-minute candle closing bullish, then I think happy days.
Still haven't got the wick for yet.
No. Jordan's done. Nice work. Jayan got in on the 15-minute lower wick at 520. Oh, nice. Managed to get 12 pip stops at BE. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I think, yeah, it's good. It's very good. think it's good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the structure. You know, this is what happened to us last week. But this, you know, what happened to us last week was a much nicer close than this. And it didn't go off. But this one did go off. It's like 11 pips there. So it's pretty good. It's retracing now though. It's retracing hard.
Yeah, I'm just stopped on the other half.
Did you?
Yeah, man. At least I secured some though.
Yeah.
You can always get back in later.
Yeah, that's true, man. You know, if I get a solid 30-minute candle closing bullish, mate, I'm in buys all day. So patience is a virtue, my friend. But yeah, look at this now. I think you guys got. Ooh, that's a nasty situation, I tell you. Because if we start to come down at this point, man, we are not heading up. Because that is just not really a good situation.
What if this is the London Open pullback to head down?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this could be, you know, this is the liquidity to head down at this point because of the way the 30-minute candle closed. I don't know. But if I get a solid 30-minute candle closing here, this would be good. Bro, I've entered and got 10 pips. Where do you think is the TP? I think TP, it's up to you. I mean, I would have been targeting the wick fill around 700, 690. You know, next target after that is going to be 149, 800. But that's up to you. Like, you know, your target is wherever you think is the best place to target at that point. Oh, what a disgusting situation. I think buys are only above 149,700. The daily wick has to break for price to push up. Yeah, I think so far, like, it's coming up to it. We're having some initial reactions, right? But you know, if overall we're closing bullish here, you know, if we're creating supports here, then it's perfectly fine. Yeah, sometimes you're just gonna get these initial reactions at these points, you know. But you gotta look at the overall picture. Like, look at this next 5 minute. It doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, EN trying to move bearish. Yeah, a bit of a difficult situation though with EN. Very, very difficult situation. Gold is just ranging at this point. But for gold, I mean, if we break below 17.15, that's going to be a good opportunity to look for gold sells. We're seeing some nice rejections off the 5 minute. See, you know, like when we talk about fake outs, right? The structure is pretty nice on the 5 minute right now. I mean, not like right now, like you would have missed it at that point. But seeing these rejections over here, right, when we close back in the range, and then seeing these rejections, and then a break of this minor support, would have been a nice push down on gold. Right over here. This was a nice piece of the pie on gold. Yeah, it was quite a nice move there, actually.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get on the 15 minute above this mini resistance. We've had a few problems in this area.
Let's take a look.
600.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. Do I want to look for a buy now?
Things look to the left on the 15 minute. You'll see
Still
that's
closing.
not been able to get above there so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it did though, it would be a nice confirmation to get back in. But yeah, maybe just wait for the 30.
I think if it closes below this minor resistance, it doesn't make sense to buy. I mean, this is closing pretty shit. No, that is not a nice situation. Yeah, I'm not liking this situation whatsoever. The only way I'm taking a buy is if we get a nice close on the 30 minute. Survived the pullback. You survived the pullback. Yeah, this is just... I don't know what it is of GJ, man. It's just... Recently, it's just been so nasty.
As I held a 10 pip drawdown in that trade.
That's mad. I held the 10 pip drawdown the other day.
Mate, this noise from my computer just keeps... Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's... I don't know what it is.
Oh, look at this. Got to wait for so many conditions with confirmations with these conditions. Yeah, that's true, man. You know, when we're breaking hourly highs, like, you're not really expecting these disgusting situations. I never knew you could use this brush. That's so much nicer to use. To draw with is so much easier. And then how do you delete it? Oh, sugar, what the fuck have I done?
There's got to be a better way than that.
Oh, oh, I see. You just click that. Yeah, there must be there must be some form of easier way to do it. You took GJ sells. Oh, I don't think that's a. See, I mean, I don't want to be negative because obviously you gotta stick to what your analysis is. But I mean, I wouldn't. I would say that's a bad idea. You know, market structure is currently bullish. If you're looking for sells, then I would wait for a resistance below this level or maybe somewhere over here. If you start to see small resistances being created, then yeah, you can sell to the lower range. But I mean, sells now, I think that's a bad idea personally. Just being honest. Yeah, I think that's a bad idea.
If you get a strong 30-minute support though.
Yeah, I'm gonna be entering in on that one.
Yeah, I'd like it to close above 50-minute resistance, above 6 to 620.
Mhm.
That'd be better confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, I want it to close above this minor resistance on the 30. That's what I'm more concerned about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's more important to me because this is our most recent price action. But this is just making no sense why it's doing what it's doing. I mean, I think now more than ever it can start heading up because now look at what we're seeing here. I think this was, so we had this move down, it got corrected on the 5-minute. We came back up to the high point, initial reaction, but now we're creating this support here again on the 5-minute. So overall, I think if we can start to create that support on the 15-minute and the 30-minute, then we can start to see price heading up and then break above this area with continuous momentum. But we'll see. Sorry, Salim, morning. Just seeing your message on the Zoom. Yo, what's going on, Andy? How are you, mate? Yeah, it's been a while. Been well trading gold a lot. Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't really traded gold in a little while, to be fair. But I am looking for some nice gold buys, potentially above 1720, 1719. Oh, GJ. Tut tut tut.
Actually, this morning looking at us, it's quite early on, but I saw us breaking above like pretty much Asian highs. And to be fair, it did make sense probably to get in, but I was like, okay, well, it's 5 a.m.
You was up at that time?
Yeah. I was like,
nutter.
are we going to need to form support around here first, or maybe come up to this area, then come back down to form support? But yeah, maybe seeing as we had that rejection down here, so on the 1 hour, it looks quite nice.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've always said, like, I think support is needed above a session range, but within the range, like if these were, so if you think about if this was the session highs, buying anywhere over here isn't so bad because you're not buying at the high because we have this information here.
Yeah.
Whereas in this instance, anywhere here is technically buying at the high, isn't it? Because we have our most recent information is that we have this rejection and that this is resistance. So anywhere above this is technically, I mean, it's not uncharted territory because we have the information to the further left. But in the immediate future, shall we say, this whole zone is new. We had this move up. That's why I was so skeptical about just taking this impulsive move. Yes, we had the momentum, but I mean, to some extent, like we were due a pullback. This is daily resistance as well. So there was a few things that, yeah, I know I shouldn't say like put me off, but it was like there was a few things that I said, okay, well, not gonna take a trade like this because of that prior. Whereas it wasn't like, oh, we got the confirmation, but no, I don't like it because of this. It's like, I'm not going to take a buy, impulsively or on a 30-minute close because of, I want to see some support to suggest to me that we can break through daily resistance and we're not just going to make a higher high and start coming back down. Because if we start to create resistance back in the range, I mean, what's to say we can't correct this coming down? Look at the 4 hour. If we go to the 4 hour situation, we've got like an hour and a half left for the 4 hour candle to close, right? Which is good, but I mean, envision this 4 hour rejecting. We could just end up consolidating here. Similarly with the 1 hour, it broke the high and now it's coming bearish. Is that what's supposed to be going on? Not really. 30-minute candle's got like 2 minutes left. The thing is, I don't want to take a buy if we just get a weaker 30-minute candle. I need something that's going to be a little bit more substantial. Obviously we're getting a lot of liquidity generated here, but I mean, want to be careful because we've rejected this level on the 5 minute now. Like if you see on the 5 minute, it's so apparent. This area we have not been able to close above, right there. But at the same time, we're now coming back to this lower end support, and we're potentially not being able to break that. But then we have this mid-range level, which is, if we're above that, then it's more likely to break up. If we're below that, it's more likely to break down. So it's pretty important where the 30 closes now too, because then if we're closing below, then the 5 minutes closing below the mid level, which means that we could then start breaking this 5 minute support, and maybe Prathib might actually get his sell idea, even though I didn't agree with it, because obviously we were heavily bullish when he took the sell. But I mean, yeah, I don't see how it can close above this in a minute, because I'm not taking no buys if this closes a weak bullish. It just doesn't make sense. I'm not making that same mistake. it's pretty apparent that we are failing to break this 149, 600, 607 level. We can see that on the chart. I'm awake, so thought I'd jump on and hang out a bit. Yeah, of course. Always welcome, Andy, mate. Always welcome. Just really not liking GJ's situation. Yeah, I'm not really liking that as a support. Imagine if it runs off at this point. I don't trust that situation. The only thing that I can see is just rejection to the upside and rejection to the downside. But obviously we are with trend, so I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like what we said yesterday, and just we get that 1 15-minute candle closing into these wicks will give us that confirmation, and then I can have the next one to continue. Because this 30-minute is not a good close at all. I do not like that close at all. GJ ain't taking no prisoners. No, you're not wrong about that one. Good morning. GJ is rejecting 65-70 zone. Do you think we should wait for it to break to take it up to 150 level? It's up to you. That's up to you. I would say then, you know, yeah, I don't know right now, to be honest. This is a awful situation, really. How did the 1 hour close? 1 hour still open. I might go make a drink in a sec quickly, or run toilet actually.
Oh, you know that I just got an email this morning about that petition we signed about the no vaccine passports.
Yeah.
Apparently they're debating it from 4:30 on Monday, the 15th of March.
Really?
Yeah.
See, the thing about that though is, I mean, even if that's to be true, like even if they don't do it for here, there's nothing we can do
Our
if
countries.
other countries want to do it like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Imagine that, like, just because you haven't had it, you can't go to certain places in the world. It's just
That's just crazy.
like a
But
somewhat of a
they
prison
already
sentence.
but they already say, like, I mean, you have more immunity if you've had the virus, and a lot of people have had it. So why, like, it shouldn't be about that, you know what I mean? It should be about, let's just vaccinate who needs to get vaccinated and get everything back to normal. Is that not what it's about? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, once the UK basically go, okay, right, everyone over 65 has been vaccinated, everyone over 50 has been vaccinated, then it's like happy days, innit? You know, you're always gonna, like, I think they're forgetting that even though people are vaccinated, that, I mean, people are still going to get the virus. I think they don't quite understand that. I just don't know. I was looking at the 5 minute, and obviously we had a 5 minute candle that closed above this range finally, but yeah, I don't know. I think I at least want to see the 15 minute candle closing strong, and then I may execute a buy with, like, stop below this wick to continue. Ooh, what's this 5 minute doing? Is this gonna run off on me? This looks like this could flip. This could go at this point. Oh, this is gonna go now. Man, see, but I didn't like this 30 minute close. It was just such a shit close. And we still have the option to wait for the first 15 minutes. So hopefully it will, like, pull back a little bit. But if it closes a strong bullish candle, I think that's gonna be my entry. Creating a solid 15 minute support above this level into these rejection wicks. Same situation as yesterday. Execute the buy, stops below this area, and then anticipate a continuation. But part of me is thinking it's gonna go by the time I get that opportunity. Weekly wick for on gold down at 1702. If it does form support there, look for 1682. Yes, I like that idea. If it doesn't form support at 1702, then look for 1682 on the weekly. I like it. Every time he says it's gonna go, it pulls back even harder. True, but I think it's gonna go now. I do. It's cool though, because I mean, I'm still waiting for some buys later on, you know, like a 30-minute stronger support level. But yeah, this is gonna head up at this point, it looks like. I was looking on the 5-minute and I saw this, and this was clearly the structure to head up at that point. Yeah, there we go. It's done the wick fill on the 4 hour at this point. Man, GJ. How disgusting. Man, it's been so hard. Been
If I
so
had my
hard.
position, I would never been stopped from the other. But it's just
Yeah.
the way it was moving, man. I just couldn't.
Look at that. How is it doing us like this? Another day. I mean, yesterday was a better situation, but today that was just a piece of shit.
Please pull back a lot.
I ain't gonna, man. This is gone. This is bye-bye time. I mean, if we do get a nice retrace on the 15, like, and it leaves quite a big wick, somewhere that's not too bad, then I'll be happy with that. Daily now is above that level.
Maybe even stops below 15 minute. It would be a lot more risky though.
Yeah, I don't. Here, that one. Man, it's just so annoying. Like, could have caught a trade here today, but it just didn't do anything that I wanted it to do. I mean, I said I'd wait for at least a 15-minute candle to close strong. I said I'd wait for the 30-minute candle to close. I did, and it's like, you know, yeah, yeah. GJ's been hard. It's been actually really difficult this week. Well, I found it very difficult, I have to admit. Come on, 15-minute. Nice retrace. Let's get an entry. Or maybe as the next one's like wicking down, starts to leave this zone. Would be nice.
And it just goes, doesn't even leave a wick.
Yeah, no wick. I don't want to be buying there. I want to be buying. Because this candle's closing strong on the 15-minute time frame, which is good. So maybe if we come like right down to this area, it would be a good opportunity. If we can get that wick down. If we can get a retracement, that would be good case scenario.
5 minute support, yeah, from support.
This one just gonna head straight up now. It's either that or I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close, because you never know, like this, you know, these initial pushes up, they're fine, but you know, because this 30 closed not very good, if this one does close good, then that would make more sense, right? Yes, come on GJ, let's get somewhere. Where do I want to enter in? Where's gonna give me a good stop?
I'm thinking like where previous 15 minute resistance was, like 6.
Yeah, like
50,
149, 600, somewhere over there. Yeah, somewhere around 600 would be a good opportunity. It's gonna give me like a 13 pip stop. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm in now.
Yeah, man's in. Oh, I could have got even better stop loss.
Imagine it just does a fake out.
Oh, that would be shit, wouldn't it? Oh, I got TP at 149, 800. No, I think we should be good. I think this is just a retracement to continue up. Nice wick back into this area. But, oh, this is... Oh, damn.
Ouch.
No, I'm keeping faith in the system.
It's a good entry, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to retrace that much. Was saying 650 is a hard rejection on the daily. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still think we can head up. I don't get why it would do that and then come back in the range. That wouldn't really make sense. So I've got stops down over here. We wasn't expecting that much of a retracement, of course. But we'll see. No, I think we should be good. I think we should be
I
good.
mean, it's still possibly like, you know, could still like, you know, go bullish, but the only thing I don't like about it is the previous 30-minute closed bullish, but closed below the bearish candle.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get in on these original push up, but now see I have this 15-minute was my confirmation. That's why I liked the buys, because now we have this 15-minute candle closing into these wick rejections. It left a wick to potentially fill. Yeah, you could argue, okay, well maybe we're coming back to create further support, but I mean, for me, yeah, I mean, I saw the entry. If I lose here today, then this is pretty fucked.
Really heavy pullback, that is.
That is a heavy pullback, but I've got to stay confident.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Otherwise, yeah, you start to feel the pressure, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
But obviously, this is a bit of a shit pullback right now. But this could be just a big liquidity grab. I mean, what can you do if it does? Because if I close it, then I've definitely lost.
It even looked nice on the 5-minute. Create support.
Yeah. I think this, hopefully this is just a fat liquidity grab and we're going to be okay, but... Oh. No, GJ, stop.
Where you've got your stop loss at?
Below this low over here.
Ah.
Oh, that does not look...
It's coming close. It's just like the other trade the other day. Just like straight down.
But how? We waited for a stronger support. Oh, don't you do me like this. Yeah, man's running and drawdown.
I'm so close to getting stopped in.
Same. I was really expecting, like, since we had this wick down, like, you know, that this would just retest this and then flip. Man. Yeah, that is a shit ass rejection, but hopefully this is just some crazy liquidity grab and we can start heading up. But I mean, it did give me a little bit of a near heart attack then. because that would have been shit. I do not want to be taking a loss here today. But I mean, that may be the case. What can I do? I thought this candle would have been our go-to candle, but this just makes no sense. Come on, GJ, what are you gonna do us like that?
Flip.
We just need some nice rejection. I don't know, man. That just makes no sense. Like, this situation here makes no sense at all.
Who else is
Obviously,
like
the London session, you know, you'd expect it to have a really good volume because that's where the pound's off.
Yeah, see, I don't want to put the green and red up on the screen just in case, like, other people take a loss here. So I am in buys, but I'm not gonna talk about that.
I mean, to be fair, I'm happy. I took second trade opportunity after, you know, taking a small win, and it was a good setup. Like, I wanted the 50.
Yeah, like this is a strong candle. Like, we shouldn't be doing this right now. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know, you live and learn, as they say. I mean, if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, I mean, we are done. No doubt about it. I think we could be done in a sec anyway. No mercy. See, that made no sense at whatsoever. Like, that did not make any sense. We didn't even get up to that 800 level. Oh yeah. And if I'd got in on my 30-minute, I would have taken.
I'm out.
I'm out. Fucking hell.
That's ugly, that is, honestly.
Was this just a rejection zone then? But I don't get. Looking at it, we have clean move on the 4 hour. Daily is at resistance, but we're setting up supports above. You know what I mean? Above 600, above 550.
That is shit.
And 600.
I think the only issue was it's the previous 30-minute candle closed bullish with a massive rejection, and it closed below the other previous bearish candle.
Yeah, but then that makes sense. Like, why I stayed out of this initial push, right? Right. That's why, yeah. And then we had that push up, right? 20 pips. But then you look on the 15-minute, and you're like, okay, 15-minute candle closed like a strong bullish candle. 5-minute created that support above this area. Next one, I was expecting to probably wick down into this area and then start to come up. If this is the liquidity, that is just a piece of shit.
Yeah, true. It looks good on a 15-minute.
Mate, it even broke 30-minute, the other previous 30-minute low, so you would have been stopped anyway.
Yeah.
That's another thing, right? Even yesterday, it's been really hard. Like, I haven't taken a trade yesterday. I've seen 2 opportunities, and I just.
Oh, look at this.
It was outside my time. That's the problem.
Yeah, I hear you, man. If this heads right back up, I'm gonna be peed.
Then you look at the 1 hour time frame and you see how choppy it was yesterday. Like, that's ridiculous.
I mean, I'd only give my buys a second chance here if the 30-minute closes above this minor resistance. But even then, like, that is just, I can't believe that.
See, I'm done for the day now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I've still only taken 1 trade today, but I just.
It's been a roller coaster.
What a shit ass. I can't believe that it's done all of that to come back bullish.
think like now looking back, probably a better entry would have been if that current 15-minute candle, if it actually flipped bullish and it surpassed the previous bullish candle, the body, not the wick.
Yeah, but it did. It did in like the first few seconds. That's why I was like, okay, it's probably gonna retrace, do a retest, and then continue. And then look where it's at now.
Uh-huh.
I think if this 30-minute closes like this, we can see price continuing moving up. Obviously, I don't really be jumping straight back in, but I mean that would be the condition.
I don't even know at this point.
No, neither. I think I need a cup of tea after this. After this candle close.
I need a fag. I don't even smoke.
Oh fucking hell. Yeah, it's a bit. That is a real shit situation. Was not expecting that at all. I must admit. Like that just makes no fucking sense. Can you believe it? The Irish foreign minister is talking. Think this is why it's dancing around. Oh really? But then, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should have just gone with the. I'm not even gonna say maybe. I should have just gone with the buys of the 30-minute close. At least that would have worked out. Got your 20 pips and then just been done. Because now look what's happened.
15-minute though was just.
Yeah, the 15-minute was shit. Yeah, it made no sense. And then even once this situation happened, it was like, you know, usually now we're like, oh, we missed a move. It's just gonna continue running. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Leroy. Can't do nothing about it. It's the market, you know. That's how it goes. It is how it goes. For me, it's like it's annoying because 2020 was like the best year for me. You know, I had obviously a few weeks here and there, but 2020 as a whole was a great year. And now 2021, it started off right, but February it's difficult. So far, March, 2 losses now. I mean, that's not the end of the world. Like, I mean, 2 losses is not the end of the world compared to what, you know, could happen and whatnot. But it's just not ideal, is it? So this week will probably end up being a losing week at this point now, unless tomorrow is just some crazy day. But I don't know. The only way I'm giving buys a second chance if I see something solid in maybe MY above 149. That's literally the only way. Apart from that, yeah, what a piece of shit. Right, anyway, I need to go get a drink or something after that. I'm not even gonna cap. Alright, cool. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, guys. But yeah, GJ right now, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And then gold now breaks down. Right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. Bear with me.
Yo, since I'm rejecting both
Yeah,
sides.
so nasty, man. Yeah, it's not a ideal situation at all, is it? Yeah, two losses this week, man. See, that was my problem, was not executing on previous. The ones that work, I don't execute on. The ones that don't work, I do.
It's a killer, mate. You've only took 2 this week as well, aren't you?
I know. Yeah, it's not been, from what I planned the week to go, what I planned to happen, and then what happened. Two different things. Completely two different things.
Plus tomorrow's NFP anyway.
Yeah, obviously for gold, this is a no-touch situation, but GJ, I mean,
GJ, yeah.
depends. Yeah. Do you know what's annoying? I woke up at 6 and I saw this 15-minute, and it was like I was so tempted to take it, but I was like, we've got like an 11 pip to resistance, and where am I going to place my stop loss? But if I'd taken that, I would have had a winning trade. Oh, it's just annoying. Yeah, we're only going to be on for like another 10-15 minutes today. I've actually got to shoot off somewhere. Well, I've got to help Mumsy. I know, for me, I think partly, like, I don't know what it is, but whenever I take smaller lot size positions, like let's say 1 lots or something like that, like I seem to be more confident with things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's no joke on a 4 lot taking a 15 pip loss.
Yeah, it's no good to me. Like, cause psychologically, like when you see that loss, it does, to some extent, stick with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
100%. That's why I don't understand how people can go from like trading like, I don't know, 50-cent lots and then just go and do like a funding talent. I don't see how they can do that. Because I don't know why for me, but it clearly has some effect.
Yeah, but it's not their money fully, is it? It's
No.
only if they
I'd
do
feel
well.
worse. I'd feel worse though if I was losing someone else's money though. Surely.
I think it's like just like looking at the the big drawdown when you have it, when you have like a funded talent account. It's scary enough, like, because you kind of like you lose your psychology a bit because you're focusing more on like the money that's going on into a loss. But the way I look at it is I always focus on like the pips rather than
Yeah, of course.
the actual money, because otherwise like you'd the money that you're losing, it'll kind of like change your direction on like the way you're thinking about the the risk management. And,
Yeah, 100%. That's true. Like, I mean, but I don't even worry too much about the I don't even worry too much about, like, I don't even like look at the drawdown. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not really about, like, for me personally, I'm saying, obviously for other people, but for me, it's not about the drawdown or anything like that. I don't know what it is. It just seems whenever I increase my lots, I'd never do well. But then or not ever do well, but I mean, since going, like, increase the lot sizes, it seems to have stalled you know, my performance. But then trading, when I used to trade 1 lots and 2 lots, like I was just smashing it. I'm just a, you know, I mean, I want to stick to a consistent lot size, of course, you know, and I said to myself I would you know, you know, stick to the 4s and the 3 lots until I boost confidence, and maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe I should have just, I think I don't want to say, like, I don't want to seem like I'm backtracking, you know, but clearly if I'm having these confidence issues of executing, and then I'm taking 2 trades in a week, both losses. I mean, most people are taking, you know, like 10 to 20 trades a week, you know, and they're gonna have 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 losses within that. But I'm not even executing on enough situations to be able to have. I don't know, and I think maybe that's where with smaller lot sizes I'll be more inclined to, you know, take these other positions.
To be fair, like it might be best to do that. Like just go with a lower lot size and until the London session gets sorted a bit, because it's just been horrendous. Like the past 2 months, I'd say. January's been really good. When it came towards the end of January, that's when it started to be a bit tricky in the London session, and February it just went into a mess. I mean, you just look at the 30-minute candles now, the 30-minute time frame. Like, look at the size of the candles, how small they are. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, this
I
is
mean,
just. Go on.
I was gonna say the move was at 5 a.m. Yeah, you had a 40-pip move there if you held runners.
That's what I mean. Like it all, but then who the hell is awake at those times? Well, I know you are, but
I might have to start getting in earlier. But then at the same time, I know there's not always volume at this time. So
no, that's very rare. Like, but I think from a structural perspective, we was already above Asian highs that early on. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is exactly where I wanted to get in, but then I was like, I'm not on the charts. I'm not gonna take it. And then by that point, I'm over here now. And then I waited. Then, you know, this situation happened, but then I was like, you know, am I really gonna want to take buys there? Probably not. See, if this candle never came up to do that, then we would have never have even, I wouldn't have taken those buy entries. You know what I mean? If it just rejected, wicked up into here and rejected, I would have been just happy with that.
See, like that now, literally looking at the charts, like the only way I would like take a buy later on is if we get a bullish candle that closes above all these wicks. Well, it doesn't have to be like, I'd say if we get a candle that close roughly about 149, 620, 630, and it has to close bullish. Then if I get like a little retracement, like a bottom wick, once it flips back bullish, then I'd say that'd be a perfect trade to take to retest the, to fill the wick. Ooh, wow! Did you just see that drop?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way I would have taken. Like I would take the buy position, because then it make more sense, because you're closing above all the previous resistance, and obviously you're waiting for like a small wick to be created, for the candle, and then once it flips back bullish, we've got one wick to fill. That goes to 149, 750, 760.
Yeah.
And then we can just leave runners, which is my next target will be 149, 870.
Yeah. But this, what's going on here with this? It's supposed to be heading up on the daily. I mean, if this 4 hour closes bearish or anything like that, this just is just shocking. So, Freddy, what happens when you blow the challenge then? What happens if you blow it? What happens if you lose that? Is it demo money?
So, like, but yeah, before you pass it, it's not real money, but then you get funded. And then if you don't stick to like the rules, like with a certain amount of loss per week, or it's something like that, you have like these set rules, and if you don't stick to them, I'm pretty sure you just you lose the account. You have to start again.
Shit. But what do they don't charge you for the losses or anything like that?
Nah, because they only let you go in a certain amount of drawdown before your account will just be like ineligible, basically. That's how it works.
Right.
Otherwise, you could just lose all of their money in the account.
Mm. Well, yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is, obviously, like to some extent, right? They are what's the word? Like, let's say you had a 10 grand account and you lose like 500 in the first day. Like, do you have to give them back that 500 quick? Because technically, you've lost their money.
No, I don't think so. But I see what you're saying, though. Like, I mean, most of the people that are funded shouldn't be losing money after they've gone through 2 challenges.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Never touching them again. I know, man. It's I mean, if training's not hard enough, then you've got to stick to these rules that they set. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shit, man. I mean, you know, only recently I've upped my lot size a little bit, and I've had 2 losing weeks in a row.
I just don't know why it does that.
But to be fair, like at the same time, like I'm not on a big lot size. Like 0.75 isn't much. Like obviously it is, but like to me, if I'm taking like if I'm losing £100 a week, like some weeks, like it's not gonna make me feel like shit.
True.
But I mean, if I keep losing every week, then yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Because I'll be doing something wrong.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, maybe I do need to just cut the lot sizes right down. You know, I don't really give a shit what people think about me. Do you know what I mean? It's more about, you know,
Do it for yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing it for me because I want to be success. You know, I like. It's just so frustrating because it was all going so well in 2020, you know, but like, you know, this shit does happen. Yeah.
What would you be thinking to put them down to?
Maybe
Thinking
like
like 2.
one lot, maybe.
One.
Just stick with one lot for a few months. Like, actually just sweat it out for like a few. Because, I mean, you know, like it was like the other 2 weeks, obviously they were profitable, which was good, but I only took 1 trade. Like, that's not good enough. You know, those are the weeks that I should have done really well with my higher lot sizes. But then it's like I've allowed myself to miss better opportunities. And now take... I mean, I thought today's would have worked out considering the 15-minute close the way it did. But, I mean, I can't control the fact it didn't. But... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just, like, it's got to be done, you know. It's one of those things, like... Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with my lot size until probably the end of the month, and then if you know if it is not going well, then maybe have to reduce them again.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's most of the problem for me. I think, yeah, I'm not sure it is. I think it's been getting adjusted to like holding positions and stuff, and it's just the market conditions haven't been spot on in London, and I have missed a few moves as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like. I don't want to seem like this guy, you know, that's what's the word, like, you know, mentoring, teaching and stuff, and then like now he's losing, you know. It's not for him to, you know. I keep having these like one-off weeks where things don't go well, you know, and then this is just another one of those weeks where I've had that lack of confidence to execute on things, and then the time I do, it doesn't work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, like Harrison, like you can't control the outcome. You know, you just trading based on probabilities, and you know you also you're managing your account. You're managing your risk. Really, you know, it's not like you're making a mistake. You trade in what you've seen before, but unfortunately, the London session hasn't been generous. You know, that's the issue. You know, it's nothing to do with you. It's just I mean, looking at the price action, you can tell. Like, look at the 1 hour; it's so choppy. Like, you look at the 30-minute, it looks ugly. You look at the 4 hour, massive rejection to the upside. It's just the London session is just been difficult. I mean, yesterday and today it has been difficult, but overall it hasn't been easy in the London session. You know.
No, I agree. It hasn't been easy whatsoever. I mean, a lot of the moves that we've seen, it's like it would have been a situation like this where you get like this kind of closing like this, and then you're like, well, we could pull back, and then it just runs. You know, 100%. I agree with you. It's been difficult, but then that's where like I should be better. You know, I should be better than that. Like, at the end of the day, I have to be hard on myself because I want the best for myself. So at the end of the day, I can say it's hard, but I'm sure there'll still be people that have had good weeks this week. So, I mean, yeah, I think to some extent, you know, there are mistakes being made. Like, clearly, this 30-minute candle closing bullish was this 30-minute candle closing bullish was the confirmation. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had what happened here. So, you know, yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're trying to say, bro, but it's just, for me, it's like I can't keep going through these stalling situations. You know, I just want to progress, and I want to do the same thing week in, week out. You know, no matter how bad or good the market conditions are, you know, I'm able to take trades that I know. You know, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah.
Feel you.
You know, and Kelsey knows, like, my understanding recently of markets have just been getting better and better. So it's like, why is that not seen, you know, in P&L, etc. Do you know what I mean?
It's annoying as well because like we're in March already, and you know it's 3 months of the year.
3 months into the year, yeah, and I wanted to be way progressing by this point. You know, how'd you go from having basically the whole of 2020 bar December just killing it, and then, you know, New Year we're like, yeah, it's gonna be a good year. I don't know, man.
It's annoying as well because now you're looking at like I had 2 losses this week. You're down like what 800 and something, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're like, if I go back into 1 loss, that could take a couple weeks at least.
That would take 2 weeks just to make those 2 trades back. Yeah.
If not a month, like you're then like, well, you know, is it even worth going back down?
Well, to some extent it is, because it's like,
I think it is.
But maybe it's just like, just forget about those losses and just start fresh with lower lot size, and just presume that's what I'm doing, and I'm not I'm not going back to 5 or 4 lots. It's just about sticking with that until I can do this week in, week out for about 6 months just straight, with no hiccups. I don't know, maybe it's like I'm like overthinking it right now because it's not ended up how I wanted it to with the week and etc. But 2 losses, all losses, whatever you want to call it. But like in the grand scale of things, 2 losses isn't a big deal. But it's when it's like you're missing all these good situations.
This is where it comes in with this like new way trying to hold trades. It's we're feeling the side effects of this now because we are taking big losses.
Yeah, I would have only
previously
taken.
Wouldn't be.
Yeah, because previously I probably would have only got out with like 200, maybe 180, 270 on that one. How would I have managed this trade? Well, I knew if it broke this low, I'm closing half. So already from there to there, we're getting out, a good amount of the position. And then obviously when we see, price coming down to, creating this like resistance structure, I probably would have been out of the trade at that point. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have a think about it later on. I just can't be having one good week and then going right, yeah, we're ready to go back up, and then that week doesn't go well. It needs to be week in, week out. The lot size shouldn't matter, so why is it mattering? The lot size shouldn't make a difference. It's about the consistent approach to where you're getting in. And if I'm not doing that, if I'm not being completely consistent with my approach where I'm getting into the market, then it's not about the lot size, this is about performance. So then why am I going to take 4 lot trades when my performance isn't at its critical best? So it's something to think about. I mean, even if I was to do it for go back to the 1 lots and for a straight month, just work out where things weren't going right, and then you do the same thing, when you start getting that, like, I think
it's
that was
momentum.
Yeah, and I think that's what went well last time, because I was trading such small lots for such a long period of time. I knew exactly where I was getting in, etc. But then see now, because the losses are bigger, I'm being more conservative, which is putting me off taking positions in certain places.
Like I've just been looking through my trades that I've taken through February, and during the London session, I've taken, out of the whole February, I've taken 6 trades. 5 of them, 3 of them was a loss, 2 of them was at break even, and one of them was a win. And when I was looking at it, like, that's one of the reasons why I'm not taking any risks until the London session gets a bit with a better volume, I'd say. And then I've been looking through the winning trades that I've had on the NY session and the Asian session for gold. It's been like way better than the London session.
Well then, bro, I mean, if you're looking at your statistics and you're doing better in MY and you're doing better in Asian, then, I mean, I don't know what to say other than, I mean, I would go and stick to that,
Yeah, I mean, the only issue, like, I do prefer trading the London session because it's just much easier, like waking up in the morning and just getting it out the way.
Yeah, of course. That's why, I mean, and exactly. That's exactly why I chose to do the London session when I wanted to do full-time trading, because I was like, this is the time I want to be trading. I want to get it done in the morning. I want to have my freedom. I want to have my afternoons. I want to have time to be getting on with other things. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing well in another session and it's working better, then for the long term it probably makes more sense to do that. But that's up to you, of course. I mean, I think partly, if you look at, London session, I mean, there is a move like pretty much every day. Like there is a move. There will be maybe one day that there's like complete range, but most of the time there is a move, and some days it's just really hard to catch, and other days it's not. But I think overall, if you're not understanding, let's say, the London session very well, but you're better with NY, then stick to NY. I mean, I did trade NY all through pretty much 2020, and I did a lot better. So I mean, you could argue, you could say the same to me, like, oh, why you trade London then? You did really well in NY, but part of one of the reasons why I wanted to do London was because of the timing. The second reason I wanted to do London was because every time I used to come on the charts at like 11 a.m, I'd get my lay in because I'd be like, oh well, we've got NY session, whatever. Or when I used to go to work, I'd always be up early, and then I'd watch the London session, and since then, I'd literally watch the London session every single day for months, and I kept seeing these moves, these clean breakouts happen in the London session, and then I come to NY and I'd be like, oh, that was the move, it happened in London, and I watched that. It got to a point where I was like, you know what, I understand the London session pretty well. And then ever since I started, it's gone the complete opposite. I haven't seen a clean breakout since January, where we've just actually broke out and just cleanly moved. I can't even recall one in February, I don't think.
See, also, like, Brexit has been a bit of an issue. Like, there's still a lot of money to be moved out of the UK, and I think probably why London session has been, I'd say, not as good is because a lot of investors are just holding off because the volume is just not making sense. And then once you get a volume, it just comes within one candle, and then that's it. You start seeing the consolidation, and the next chance you'd have it's like pre-NY. So especially now with the tax rise, I mean, that's definitely gonna push a lot of people out of investing in London.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it a day on the stream here in a minute.
Yeah, thank you, Alison. You have a good day. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll see you later. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. See you tomorrow. I'll speak to you later, Kelsey. Yeah.
In a bit, man.
Thank you,
Salim.
thank you.
Salim.
Yeah.
Oh, before you go, what was I gonna say? So me and Kelsey were talking yesterday, and he was saying about the simulator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a spare activation code if you want it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no if you don't mind. Please.
Yeah, of course. Let me message you on Instagram and we'll sort it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Thank you, bro.
Right,
Thank you. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Right. Okay. Let's also answer a couple of these comments and then we'll finish off here today. I'm in the same situation here. I was consistent before the start of this year, and this year has just been a bit all over the place. Yeah, take smaller lots this month, take some pressure off, and confidence will go up 100%. Definitely. I tried to do that only 2 weeks ago. Maybe that's my mistake, was jumping straight back onto higher lot sizes. I went down to 3 lots because I was like, just want to get used to the drawdown and stuff like that. And it was fine. Like, it was fine. But yeah, I think you're right. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe go back down, get back confidence. It kills me to have a bad situation. It's not what I want. It's not what I want at all. I mean, yeah. I think partly it's because I wasn't taking enough trades. I missed so many moves last week where I just always putting myself off something. So yeah, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it today. I started focusing more on pre-London and London. Haven't real been taking trades past 8 a.m. Seems to be working well. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think it can work really well. But yeah, it depends. All depends. Okay. So yeah. So we're gonna call it a day there. Seems as though price can actually start continuing bearish here, due to the fact of where we're kind of closing in this range. But yeah, bit of a sticky situation. 4 hours now rejecting. So technically 4 hours just in a range at this point. So not a great situation. But anyway, guys, we're going to finish off there. So thanks very much, everybody, for coming on. And we will be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be trading tomorrow, but we will be back tomorrow. Normal time, 7 a.m. So yeah. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great day. And we'll see you later.